Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Duel Quest and whether I think it's a good thing or a bad thing, whether I like it or not. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So as you guys know, I have completed all of the Duel Quests. Now I have not obtained the S rank yet because you do need to clear each of the bosses in under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And in order to do that, you do need a lot of gear, or a lot of new gear actually, because you do need all of those new Defi capsules on all of your gear in order to achieve such a quick time. However, before we jump into all of the Defi capsules, I just want to talk about the Duel Quest by itself. So I think the concept of the Duel Quest is really fun. I personally had a lot of fun running the Duel Quest. It got me very motivated, I farmed like crazy, and I really wanted to get all these different capsules in order to clear the Duel Quest. So for me personally, the Duel Quest was this extremely challenging content that I was trying to scrape by. As many of you guys saw from my clears, I was barely cutting it. I was playing, I want to say like 80%. I did make quite a few mistakes here and there, but nevertheless, I was beating it with under 10 seconds left on the timer. So by no means was it easy, even though I did have some of the Eddie capsules and I did have a very nice weapon. But nevertheless, on that day, as I was progressing through the Duel Quest and smashing my face against all of these bosses, I was having a lot of fun. I think it was the most PSO2 I ever played in a singular day, because it was servers came up, I found out that there was the Defi capsules in the event shop, I farmed my face off for a bunch of seasonal points so that I could buy out those capsules. Then I did the new urgent quest, I found out there was another 2 Defi capsules over there, and then I farmed my face off on that. Well, actually I couldn't farm my face off for the urgent quest because we were actually time gated for that. But at the end of the day, the Duel Quest by itself is a really fun concept, it's a really fun idea, it's a really fun game mode, and I personally really enjoyed it because it gave me something to do, it gave me something to chase. I'm the type of person that really enjoys seeing my characters get stronger and going through that process of grinding and farming for materials and upgrading and seeing my battle power go higher and seeing the bigger DPS numbers and those juicy crits. I'm that type of player. That gives me satisfaction when I see my characters get stronger and stronger and stronger. But now we need to address the elephant in the room, and that is the implementation of the new Defi capsules, as well as how things seemed very time gated this week. Now, all of these problems are going to be solved in the next 2 weeks. The reason for this is because people are going to care less about the Duel Quest because they've already gotten all of their Defi capsules, and on top of that, with the new limited time quest, you're going to be able to get a bunch of your Defi capsules as well as your photon chunks 2A and 2B, which will allow you to unlock your weapon potential to level 6. So this is a multi-layered issue, but I'm going to break it down to a more simplified version. Something that I personally as a player do not enjoy is time gating. I do not like any sort of time gating in games like PSO2. These type of games, I want to be able to freely farm as much as I want and slowly accumulate whatever materials or whatever things I need. I do not like it when I'm at the mercy of an urgent quest and that is the only way for me to obtain power and progress my character. This was an issue that we had back in the base game where nobody would play, everyone would just wait in the lobby and lobby grind until there's an urgent quest. The moment an urgent quest pops up, everyone would hop onto Discord, let everyone know, yo, everyone get on urgent quest time, and boom, the alliance or the community or everyone is super active for 15 minutes, you finish the urgent quest and everyone pieces out and the game is a ghost town again until the next urgent quest. And this was something that the developers wanted to avoid in NGS, which was why they went with the open world, with the combat zones, with a lot of other things. And they were like, listen, urgent quests should feel like an optional thing. You'll still be able to progress your character even if there isn't an urgent quest. Well, they kind of did it backwards for this week specifically because we are time gated. We're literally sitting there waiting for an urgent quest to happen because that is pretty much the only way to get those 2 very specific Defi capsules. The one that gives you floor potency and the one that gives you critical chance. Those 2 Defi capsules only drop from the urgent quest. There's no other way to obtain them, so you're at the mercy of the player market and you have to spend the meseta to buy it, or you just sit and you wait for the urgent quest and you run every single urgent quest. Now, another thing that you are also time gated on is of course the Photon Chunks 2A and 2B to get your weapon potential level 6. So at the very least, we do get 2 of each every single run as a guaranteed drop, but nevertheless, that still means that you do need to run 30 runs of the urgent quest in order to upgrade your Neo A's weapon potential from level 5 to level 6. 30 runs of an urgent quest. Sure, we are getting this urgent quest every single time a UQ pops up, so that is very nice, but 30 runs is still quite a bit. I would like to see another alternative, which again, in the following weeks, it is going to solve this issue, because with the new limited time quest that's going to be introduced next week or the week after, we will be able to just farm all of these materials, so it solves the issue altogether. But I want to talk about this week specifically and how Sega could have avoided all of these problems. Personally, I think they should have flipped the release date of the Duel Quest with the limited time quest. This week, we should have gotten the new limited time quest, and we should not have gotten the Duel Quest. We should have pushed the Duel Quest till next week. So people would be able to farm their Defi capsules right now, no problem. People would be able to farm for their Photon Chunks 2A and 2B this week, and that way people wouldn't feel like they're being time gated. If you want to go super hard and grind out everything on day one, you can do that if you want. However, if you're a more casual player and you want to take your time with it, you can do so as well. And so when the Duel Quest is introduced next week, then the transition would be a lot more smoother, as everyone would have their Defi capsules, everyone would have that 1 week to prepare before the big content drop comes in, and everyone will be ready for the Duel Quest and challenge it. However, I do want to play devil's advocate and make a counter argument to my proposal or my idea originally, and that is, I know a lot of you have made a ton of money this week, and maybe this was actually Sega's intention. They were like, listen, we want the casual player to make a ton of money. How are we going to do that? We're going to make these Defi capsules extremely rare, so crazy people like Kero, who wants to get the clear on day one, is going to have to shell out an arm and a leg in order to buy out all of these different Defi capsules, and that's going to have a trickle-down effect on where all the wealthy players are forced to spend money because they want to clear this new content, and all of that Meseta is going to trickle down to the average player because they are the ones that are running the urgent quests as well. They're going to have all of these new capsules, they're putting it on the market for ludicrous prices, and the wealthy players are going to buy them because they need it in order to complete the newest content on day one or week one, so forth and so on. So I'm really torn over here on whether Sega did this on purpose because they wanted the trickle-down effect with the whole economy as well as the Meseta, or if Sega should listen to my idea and give players 1 week to prepare for everything before the big content drop of the Duel Quest. Because that's actually what they did with the Slayer class. We could farm for our Gunblade, we could farm for everything before the Slayer actually came out, so when the Slayer actually did come out, everyone was prepared, and those who did not prepare, well, they had to pay the little premium because, well, they didn't prepare. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think?
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel, it really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!